Hi guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another live video. This one is another update, another what's going on video, and yet again it's on Lancasters. So I finished the B.II earlier this week. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll probably seen pictures of that. So it's a beautiful build. It's the Airfix B.II Lancaster rather than a conversion kit. Went together brilliantly. No major issues really. Done all the Bombay underneath. Fit that with the £8,000 cookie, which is inside there, and I think it was 6 £500 as well, which is the what they call Plum Duff Plus. Like I said, this one had the Bristol Hercules engines fitted, and I've done it with the bulge Bombay does and the ventral turret on as well. So it's got some different parts on it that normally wouldn't be on Lancasters. So yeah, that went really well, and now I'm back onto the Rebel kits. So my current build, I've just started it about 2 days ago. That's where I'm at the minute, just close up the fuselage halves. Now this one I'm doing as PA474. That's the serial number of it, and for those that know, that's the BBMF Lancaster. Every couple of years this gets repainted into a different what's the word, centenary scheme. So Lancaster's done ton-up missions, or more than 100. The one I'm doing for this one is Phantom of the Rear, which has got the sort of like Grim Reaper hidden in the clouds, chucking bombs out the side on the front and the nose. Now I'm doing that with the dual markings on the side, so it's got HWR and BQB on either side of the fuselage, and it's served with 2 different squadrons. And also, something that I found quite interesting was that how many fuselage windows down it. Now, from what I've been reading and what I found, Lancasters produced after 1943 didn't have the fuselage windows. Some of the B3s did, because they were produced before then as well. But most, well, any that Lancasters produced after that didn't have them. What they did have though is the wireless operator's window on the side there. And it also had the one forward of it here, which is just underneath the tape. Now, the BBMF one was built, I can't remember who built it now, I think it was the Vickers Armstrong factory, towards the end of World War II. And it was prepped to go for Tiger Force over in Japan, but never saw service. After the war, it was used by various, various uses after the war, and went through various modifications. One of which was this window here, which is under the tape being actually blanked off. So I've seen many pictures of it, close-ups, and it doesn't have that window there. So last Rebel Lancaster, where I was building it, got to this point, and this point where I was building the engine nacelles. These ones went together fine. I'm currently doing the inboard engine nacelles again, and I'm trying a few different ways of doing it, trying to get around the issue of fitting and getting it to fit flush with the wing, getting the whole thing together. And I think it's going to be leaving out the sort of red engine detail that you can put inside it. Now, I'm trying a few different ways of doing it, lots of dry fitting, and I'll probably post up the best way to go about it, or at least do a live video again on how I actually got around the issue of the fitting for it, because last time it was terrible. Yeah, it wasn't much fun last time. The other thing I'm looking at soldering on it as well is the turret on it. Sorry, excuse me, the turret on it. And you see, I put the turret in here now. What I found on the last Rebel one that I did and finished is that when you put the glass on top of there and with the shroud on it as well, it sits miles high. And I hadn't realised, so I compared it next to the Airfix B.II of how high the turret sits off there. So I'm trying to find a way of setting it lower down. And what I found is, look at the Airfix glass piece here, and taking one of the Rebel glass pieces, the place where they sit, they're identical sizes and shapes. So the form is identical on there. So it's something to do with how they mount to this that's causing them to sit really high. So it might require some sanding. I've got a few spare bits to work with. And whatever I find out, I'll post up my findings as well, just in case you guys pick up one of the Rebel Lancaster kits, because they are quite a cheap kit. They are actually quite well detailed as well. What I did find is You can see a lot of the panel lining on the wings. Now the Airfix one misses a lot of this. It doesn't have any of the fueling hatches or anything like that, and it's quite minimal when you look at the panel detail on the wing. It's only got the major sort of ribbing on there. Still well detailed, but hasn't got quite the finer detail that the Rebel kit does. Also ongoing at the minute as well is this one. This is going to be a B.I Special. So this is a special build, and the B.I Special was the 617 Lancasters marked with YZ on the side, and they carried the Grand Slam 22,000 pound bombs, otherwise known as 10-ton Besses. So I picked up, pick up the lid, this kit at a very, very good price. It's quite hard to get hold of, this one, but it's got some parts in it that you can sorry, it's an 80s toolkit, which weren't the worst kits, but I want to kit bash it onto a more modern kit, so I'm picking the one with the most detail, which is the Rebel one. I've taken the parts from it so far and started playing around with them a little bit, and what I need to fit on is the nose cover here, which is a blank for the turret. There's a whole bomb bay section that fits inside here, blanking all that off. And so far I have taken the bomb, built it up, removed any sanding lines on it, fit the fins onto it at the correct angles. And I've also used the Vallejo plastic putty. I've got it out in a minute. Yeah, I've Vallejo plastic putty. And what I did with this, I actually watched the video on Vallejo's own YouTube channel. I think guy's called Jose or something like that. He does a video on the uses for plastic putty, and one that I found quite useful was his method of creating a cast surface. Now when these bombs were made, they weren't like machined finished on top of here, they weren't cast like completely smooth, it was really rough sand casting. And I've seen a tall boy bomb, and the actual casting is really quite rough. It's not a smooth surface. So what I did, I watered it down loads in a little sort of mixing pot, and applied it with an old brush in a sort of stippling manner, really, really finely, to sort of replicate that cast effect on there. So hopefully when that's sprayed up, that'll look like cast metal, which give it a rough cast surface, which be if it turns out well, that'd be cool. If not, I'll sand it off and try again, try thinning it down a bit more. I've also re-scribed a lot of the panel lines on here, put new rivet detail in there as well, instead of it being raised. So that's all for today. A little update. Oh, another one, a quick shout out as well before I go. Shout out to Motti's Military Models. He's a guy that has subscribed recently and sent me a couple of messages. He's got a YouTube channel on here as well. And from what I've seen, I've watched a couple of his videos. Some of his armour work's really, really quite good. So if you're into sort of like your armour builds and stuff like that, and he does aircraft as well, he's doing some really cool stuff as well. So go check him out and subscribe him as well. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel as well. Click the subscribe button somewhere down here, I think it is. And if you want notifications when the next video is coming out or when it's been uploaded, click the bell icon, so it basically sends you a message that the new video is out. If you like the video or you want to know more, got any questions about what I've said in the video, leave a comment down below. If you like the video, that'd be awesome as well. And keep following my Instagram feed for more updates on this and more Lancasters as well. Once I've got these done, I sound like it's a chore, don't I? Once I've got the Lancasters done and project hashtag too many Lancs is out the way, I think it's going to be hashtag project too many B17s. I've got a couple on order at the moment, and I'm doing my research into them right now, which is cool. I'm trying to pick out the ones I want to do, look at new decals for the sets, and pretty much use the Rebel decals all the time. Sorry, Rebel kits for these, well, for those future builds anyway, because the Rebel kit is probably my favourite one for the B17 anyway. Anyway, enough of me. Have a good evening, guys. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next video.